Mood.tv.
He's the type of guy who might take you to the movies, watch a real sad one and cry. He's the type of guy who won't let you down slowly. He might spread his wings and fly. He's the type of guy who might talk your fucking ear off, probably beg you to subscribe.
Oh, wonderful. Welcome everybody to episode 3 of Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up.
Yeah, man.
Oh God, we are here once again. 3rd week in a row.
3. That's
Number
crazy.
3, trace as they say in Spanish.
Yeah, whoa.
Oh, foolishness, foolish. Something along those lines. Something along those lines. And we'll probably get into some foolishness.
Yeah.
So with me, and I am Kyle Mocha, we have Justin Olimpedo.
Hello.
As per usual. Also joining us is Mr. Zachary Storman, the Natty Light guy. and we're trying real hard. We're really wanting, if we could, please, Natty Light sponsor us. It would be the greatest honor in the world to have the sponsorship of the greatest light beer that has ever graced the lips of any American that really knows what's good for them. It is.
Drink a lot.
It's economical. It's delicious. There's not really a good reason to hate it.
Nope.
And then joining us this fine evening, for everybody out there, this gentleman is a friend of mine. I've known him for, I don't know, almost about a decade or so, I would say. Yeah, about 10 years. He used to be in a wonderful punk. Is that what he called it? Punk. A punk band named Geronimo.
And then Set Phase.
Oh, Set Phaser's the Stun. Yes,
much better.
Set Phaser's Stun is a way better name.
Kind of
that sounds familiar. Why do I know?
Because
you're into latrine. Well, what was it before?
I think you're a nerd and you like the Star Trek.
And not one of them are good. We just went sideways. We didn't step up.
Honestly, I always wanted to ask you, Mr. Luke Jarkin, who's joining us, the bass player of those two aforementioned bands.
Thank you so much.
At various stages. I don't know. I don't really know the history.
That's
not why you're here.
Aforementioned or Afro-mentioned?
Afro-mentioned? Well, he's bald, so I wouldn't say Afro-mentioned.
Afro, yes, if you didn't know, they were rappers.
Yes.
No, I couldn't grow an afro.
No, he could not grow an afro.
Maybe on my ass, but
on your ass?
Maybe, probably.
Is it that hairy?
Yeah. Oh, got to buzz that F weekly.
Yeah, isn't it? It's funny, right? As you get older, you start getting hair in places you don't want it.
You get into weirder and
you're losing places in hair that you want it. I know it's an old piece of material. It's like an old Billy Crystal joke or something, but it's true. Mm-hmm. I have nose hairs that are joining my mustache.
Migrates south.
Yeah, they're all just going south.
Mm-hmm.
And my hair. I mean, last year there was a picture from when I was with the band Aim Fire. I had a picture from one of the shows that I was like, oh, this one's really cool. And then the next picture was me, like, the first one was me walking towards the camera. And I was all like, rah, like looking like a fucking fat lion. And it was awesome. And then the next one was me looking like a fat lion walking away. which isn't good immediately.
Until you notice the ass.
Until you notice the ass, because you're not immediately distracted by the face, which is the reason you tuned in to this audio format.
Yeah.
Face for radio, people. That's what I got. That's all right. That's all right.
You know what? I should get into the actual. I'm fucking up all over.
Hey, you are fucking up.
It's all right. Every episode, that's my goal. I'm sinking this house.
You are trying to sink this houseboat that we are on. We're on a houseboat. Wait. I'm gonna interrupt whatever the hell we were talking about because I already forgot.
All right.
Anybody that was really invested in that, sorry, it wasn't planned.
What were we talking about again? I've lost.
Things and stuff.
Important.
But I think I decided on a name for the houseboat.
Yeah.
I think it's a good name. It's a solid name. It's a tough name. The Tommy Lee Jones.
Okay.
Because I want to get him back.
All right.
We lost him last week. Tommy Lee Jones is an avid fan. No, he's an avid fan.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh, Tommy Jones.
No, he's just an avid fan, and we lost him last week.
Alert! Tommy Lee Jones is not dead if you're just tuning in.
He is not dead. We are dead to him. He was tuning in for the first week. He was really into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then last week, we said a couple of things that he wasn't too happy with.
What can you do, man? You gotta push the boundaries.
If you can't be with the one you love the one you're with is a song that has nothing to do with the situation. Just popped in my head right there. Tommy Lee Jones, I love you, and I'm sorry that you don't like us anymore. So this whole episode is dedicated to him.
This show is his one-armed man.
Yeah.
It is. It is. Speaking of things about dismembered people, you ever see them? Oh,
You know the song I'm talking about?
I don't remember the
No,
song.
I don't know if I know the song.
The man without...
Man without a face.
Yeah. Who sings that song? I'm gonna look it up.
I don't know.
Man without a face.
That sounds like...
Wait, that's Take My Breath Away.
Yeah, that is Take My Breath Away.
Eyes Without a Face.
Top Gun.
Eyes without...
Yeah, so it's definitely not that movie.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, no, it's not that movie.
I think he had eyes. He
Yeah.
just didn't have a face.
Yeah, that's probably true. Either way,
It's by Billy Idol.
it's Billy Idol.
Okay,
Eyes,
yeah.
Eyes Without a Face. Billy Idol.
He would
It's a
write that
classic
song.
jam.
That's his number 4 after Monet Monet, I'm sure. Come on, Modi Modi is a great
It's a
song.
good song.
Are you upset with the way I'm pronouncing Monet Monet?
No.
Because here we go now singing Monet Monet. Monet.
He yelps that thing.
Oh, he's brilliant. So I was gonna bring this up before we went live to see if any of you actually watched it, so we could be more cohesive with this. But yeah, fuck it.
You know what they say.
He's very new here, but he understands the mentality so far. Kyle won't shut up. Fuck it. That's our new slogan. We're gonna just have shirts that say "Make 7" on the back of. They're gonna say "Fuck it."
Yeah.
Zach, that hit Zach right where he fucking lives, man.
You like that? All right.
That was my shit back in the day.
Make 7 up yours. Oh my god! I had a shirt.
Funniest thing anyone has ever done.
I wore that shirt to church. It was great.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Because I thought it'd be really funny to stand up to sing for the church service or whatever it was,
Yeah, whatever.
and everybody behind me, because we're like towards the front, big family. We have our stake.
Everyone fucking
what
knows
seats-
you.
Yeah. Behind us.
That you sat every week.
Yeah, every week for like 17 years or whatever it was. And behind me, everyone's just reading Up Yours. I was like, yeah, boy. Yep. That and me wearing my big wig t-shirts were my big fuck you to the Christian community back then.
Oh my god.
So aside from saying fuck you to the Christian community, which, hello Christian community, we welcome you and your listeners.
Just don't share your beliefs, that's all.
Yeah.
Leave your donations at the door.
Yeah.
We take an offering every break. There's a wicker basket somewhere. Throw money in it. It'll go to somebody. I was going to ask you guys, did you see the preview for the new movie, The Meg?
Yes, I have.
No, I have not.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No.
All right. Well,
we should play that.
I mean, I can bring it up so you can see it.
you can bring it up. Well, just real
We'll
quick.
do it during the break.
We'll do it during the break. Yeah, everybody listening, if you're listening live, I just dropped my phone.
for like the third fucking time in 30 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not.
Actually,
I'm not sober. Either way, if you're listening at home at a later date, you're stupid and you should have listened to this live. This is episode 3. You should have gotten this by now. Even though we're going to drop these all like 1 point, so
you can keep talking. Go ahead.
I'm going to keep talking. But this is kind of the culmination of like a bunch of different genres that I feel like are happening. It's part like the movie Sphere, like deep, the abyss, like things like that, like underwater horror, and then it's part Deep Blue Sea.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because it's a giant shark. But then it's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea / Moby Dick.
Still like that.
And Armageddon, I feel
that,
like all the same.
Because it is definitely the Armageddon.
He's a bald man. And there's a family he has to defend, or a daughter he has to prove he's something.
So I could see the Simpsons are also
yes, the Simpsons. Yes,
bald man,
big bald man,
and a family,
blue-haired lady. Is that just the tint on the film, or is that a blue-haired Asian lady?
Oh,
hey, look, it's not Philip Seymour Hoffman. Did you see that guy?
They needed a replacement in Hollywood.
That guy was not Philip Seymour Hoffman.
What's going on here?
He's dead.
They're in some shit on this.
You did meet him once.
I feel like the fact that I can't see, I can't hear anything is
yeah.
This trailer.
Yeah, I can't play the audio.
We're all audio. Hey, look, it's Dwight.
That's fine.
Dwight showed up halfway through. Is this a sequel to Sahara?
Yeah, wait, no.
The Matthew McConaughey film?
I love that movie.
That was so good. That was supposed to be a trilogy. I'm totally okay with that movie.
Wrote, like literally 400 books of the same character.
Oh, yeah. They like bring him back. Oh.
No, look at this. Come on. I mean, this is ridiculous. Rainn Wilson. You got Dwight Schrute and the Transporter. And a giant fucking shark.
Yep.
I don't understand how this is not something that you're going to see. And they're definitely playing to the international community, because you know that we're watching this, and everybody that's not Jason Statham or Dwight Schrute is a world famous actor in another country.
Sure.
Oh wow.
They are like the Robert De Niro and like Helen Mirren of Japan or China or Korea or whatever. And yeah, we're just super. But it's called The Meg, right? Now, one thing that you don't get to hear in this platform, because we're not showing you, or we're not playing you the music for that, because, you know, copyrights and things. The song that they use in the preview is the wonderful tune by Bobby Darin, Beyond the Sea. And I think Beyond the Sea would have been a way better fucking title for the movie.
Yeah, probably.
Beyond the Sea.
You think they would have to pay way more money for it?
Maybe, but
or
then,
do they own it?
But then you could allude to the fact. that it's a sequel to Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah.
And you don't have to ever really say anything, because there's nobody that's actually tied to it one way or the other. But that
would be pretty awesome.
Pretend a little bit, and then just find a way to sneak Ice Cube into the whole thing, or Ice-T, or whichever ice it was. I know it wasn't vanilla.
Oh my god!
Oh lordy!
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
but could Meg be like a nautical term, like the?
No, it's megalodon. Megalodon.
Got you.
Yes.
I am just started.
You are not. You're just the last horse finishing the race. What up, Kyle? Hello. Hi.
Hey, Typhus.
Typhus 877. You know, if you tune in,
you should say hi to the people.
yes. Hello to everybody tuning in on the actual live broadcast right now. We have a gentleman by the name of, or a lady by the name, I don't know, Francis Rogers. Spencer is listening in as well, and Typhus 877.
Francis Rogers is Kurt.
Is
Kurt out? Kurt, we're using your mic. It
does.
Makes Kyle's voice sexy.
Thank you. Oh, it's John Melvin. Hello, John Melvin. Good old friend of mine. Great to have you listening. Thank you very much, digging the stream. Now, if you were listening to this at a later time, you should be listening at 9 p.m. every Tuesday. Very strict. We're very strict about that.
Yeah.
We never go on at another day.
Nope.
Or another time.
That was very fucking professional.
It's never 9:15. It's never Wednesday 7 o'clock. It's never anything else other than exactly 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Never 9:03.
Never 9:03.
Wow.
No. We actually try to be off.
How much Justin tries to
No matter how much he tries.
Hey,
No matter how
I'm
much
trying, dude.
he fucks it up. And is like, well, we got images. Never mind. Here's a white screen with initials.
Yeah, dude. They know.
Oh, well, we thank you all for tuning in for the live stream, but everybody listening at home, definitely check it out every Tuesday at 9 o'clock. And we are looking for people to subscribe. What's up to the people out in TV land? Subscribe on YouTube. Once we hit 100 subscribers, we are actually able to get our own YouTube URL.
That is correct.
And I am pushing that if we can get our own YouTube URL at 100 subscribers, and we can also get a sponsorship from Natty Light, I'm offering up our URL to Natty Light right here now, live on the air. You can have our URL. It can be Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up Natty Light. Natty Light. Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up. Kyle Natty Light Mocha Won't Shut Up.
That's the ticket. That's the one.
That's probably the one.
Yeah.
I might even subscribe for that.
Now, we understand that you probably have a lot of podcasts that are coming after you, Natty Light, but we want to let you know that we're the original. We're the ones that were loving you before.
And it's not ice.
Before anybody else. It's not ice. We want Natty Light and we want Natty
Watching
Daddy.
those calories.
Yeah.
We want Natty Daddy. Oh, yes, please. So please send us beer and sponsor us and you know, we'll do stupid things in your name.
Are you sticking to movies for a minute?
Movies? No. But what were you thinking? What are you thinking, Luke?
Because I'm getting excited, and I just found this out the other day that so I just watched Split last night.
Okay.
I did not realize that is actually another part of the
Unbreakable.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, I'm getting excited.
Yeah,
Glass now after I saw it.
Me
I'm
too.
Like,
Yeah.
Me
I was
too.
like,
Oh,
that
Glass
seems
is
like a
gonna be
pretty
ridiculous.
badass, like, pretty
Yeah.
cool. Originally, the way they threw it all together. It's
Do you
it's a
think
very unique
that he
superhero.
purposefully, like, do you think on purpose that he made The Last Airbender to piss off the entire world so nobody would expect a really awesome trilogy?
I think it was more to piss off Cameron. To go for the
Piss off
name.
Cameron?
Just to go for the name, like, hey, fuck you.
Then he called it Avatar the entire time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, this is 3 episodes, and I'm way too defensive over this television series.
And 'cause you know
So
what,
I'm going to
most
back
people-
off of Avatar right now.
Most people, when you talk M. Night, you're like, Signs, awful. Then they bring up Village, and you're like, and again, people hated that twist. It's never something
You
good.
don't like-
And
Well,
then when I see
Signs...
this, I'm like, oh shit.
Signs-
I
like
love
Devil.
Unbreakable.
I like Devil. I liked Unbreakable.
I didn't
Okay,
see
Devil,
that.
I didn't
too.
mind The Village.
I didn't mind it either, but everyone
But
shit.
it seemed
I
kind of
love
obvious.
Village. I love Adrian.
The
Brody.
Happening,
Shout
though?
out Adrian Brody.
Mhm.
What's
Yeah.
up, boy?
The Happening, though,
Adrian,
was
too
fucking
much young
terrible, dude.
motherfucker.
The Happening, I just could not. I couldn't fucking do it.
I didn't see The
Like,
Happening.
I tried, but the acting is just horrible,
I
man.
heard
Like,
that there was a movie starring Zoe Deschanel and Mark Wahlberg, and I immediately said, no,
Not gonna
thank
work.
you.
I think I was just bored one night.
I like
That
both
was
of them
yeah.
individually, but the
Yeah.
combination of them just seemed like the most cookie cutter idea for like, oh, this person's really hot right now. This person's really hot right now. Oh, let's
You
sneak them
just
into a
notice it.
film
It pulls
together.
it pulls you out of it. Like,
Oh,
when
God,
you
yeah.
just- absolutely.
But I honestly, I
John was
really
also
liked.
pumped for Glass too.
Oh, Pop the
Yes.
Glass,
Yes.
fuck yes.
good.
It's gonna be great. I
Ooh,
see. I loved Signs. Signs was a movie
Signs
that
was cool, man.
There's so many.
I grew up-
holes
I
in
grew
the
up a
idea.
huge-
Except for the fact of the whole water thing.
Well, the
man.
one-
But that's what I
here's-
mean. The whole fucking
the water thing.
How do you not know
that-
you're interstellar traveling beings, and you didn't know that one of the most abundant?
But you know what
elements in
explains
the- in
that
the
slightly?
space is
What
you're
explains
fucking
that
allergic to
Yeah,
light.
slightly
I guess so.
is my favorite theory about the show, or about the movie, is that they're not outer space aliens. They're not aliens from another dimension. They're demons. They're
maybe.
demons.
Well, that changes
and it's
it.
holy water, and the daughter of a priest
That-
is leading
Yeah,
all these
all right,
guys
all
to
right, all right,
water
all right, all right.
everywhere.
Are
It
you
would make
serious?
sense.
And that's
Oh, so
why
that's the
our
twist.
natural air doesn't affect their body, because our air is made up
Yeah.
of water. That's the huge plot
Yeah,
hole
that's the big
in
plot hole,
science.
yeah,
is
how much air is
you
in the
want to
atmosphere.
invade a planet that has an
70%
atmosphere
water,
that is,
and then
yeah,
has water in the
exactly.
atmosphere all the time.
So why would you do that if your biggest
that,
thing is
that is a
water?
good theory, man.
So
Oh.
if they are demons,
Yeah.
and it ties into the
Well, now I
religious
gotta
side
go
of
fucking
things.
watch
And it would also tie into
No, they need
devil
to
a
just
little bit too.
re-edit the whole movie in that vein. Like they really just need to like go. This is what we
Interdimensional.
That would be way cooler.
interdimensional. I think
Like
is
Zoom.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
was just another dimension.
Yeah. Oh,
Exactly.
Honestly, though-
Bloodborne. Has anyone ever?
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Oh my
Don't
god.
get started.
Oh, it's my favorite fucking
Wait,
video
what are
game.
we
It's
not
like the
starting
last,
about?
like,
Bloodborne.
Oh, video
And
games.
as
Video
soon as you
games.
said
Oh, no.
interdimensional,
We've
like,
lost your
oh
podcast,
my God,
Kyle.
we
We've
just
lost the
the
entire
podcast. Sorry,
podcast.
Kyle.
This is terrible.
We might get more views once
We might get
Sure,
more
man,
views
sure.
once we
Oh, my
start.
God.
All
If
the,
they could just
call
make
them
a
nerds.
movie out, out of just the
They need to make a
skin
movie out of the
of
Dark Souls
Bloodborne.
series,
Oh,
man.
absolutely, absolutely.
Well, John was just asking here in the chat.
Quiet
Did you
Place-
guys catch
I've
Quiet Place?
not yet.
didn't.
I've not
watched
seen
it,
it.
I want
though.
to.
It's
Yes.
absurd that he's directing it. It's literally when I saw the preview for it, my thought was that it's this year's Get Out.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
I can
totally
totally
unexpected
yeah.
person. He's like in the 70s. You had like all these people coming out, and Sylvester Stallone was the most unexpected person to write
Sure.
and direct
Are
and
you
star
saying
in a
John
film.
Krasinski is the new Sylvester?
John Krasinski.
That's a bold
No.
play, man.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying he's the new Alec Baldwin because he's playing Jack Ryan. So he's the new Alec Baldwin. He's the new Ben Affleck, and he's the new Harrison Ford
Someone
apparently.
get Ben Affleck out of
And the new Chris Pine, which makes it weird because I think they're like the same age almost. But no, it's Quiet Place looks like the most terrifying movie because they get to play with the volume levels. So when you need to see it in the theater, it seems.
Yeah,
So
I can see that.
you're sitting there and the whole room is quiet and the whole thing. And there was that movie that came out last year with the deaf guy.
Get Out.
Get Out?
No, not Get Out.
Get Out was
deaf guy.
with the white
Fuck.
people.
That was
Is that the proper way to refer?
What movie isn't with the white people?
Oh no! When you say with the white people,
Don't breathe. Yeah.
If you say with the white people, with a very negative connotation, people know you mean Get Out.
Yeah.
If you go with that movie with the white people, they know what you're talking about. You're like, oh yeah,
that one.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that one.
Sarah Plain and Tall.
It was actually it was a good. And
No.
everyone talked that movie up, and then I went to see it, and it was still above what I had expected. Get Out.
Yeah.
What's crazy about A Quiet
It's a
Place
great
is
film.
how
It is
good
a
of
great
a review it got.
You
And
got
then I
100%
looked, and
on Rotten Tomatoes, right?
which you can't really go by because studios do buy them.
Oh, definitely.
But the fact that it's a PG-13 horror movie that got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes is crazy.
Oh yeah, that is
Like, that's a
insane.
crazy
Yeah,
thought.
Absolutely. That
Horror's on
never
the
happens.
rise. There's all this new style of horror.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, you're right.
Well, you know what they gotta start doing, which is what I've like had a craving for forever, is a mixture of like horror and sci-fi or fantasy. You got the horror element, but you've got like for some reason this one person takes to it in some way.
Go
and
back to the
augments them,
60s, man.
some-
2001.
like
2001 is that, yeah.
Like the way it's like Bloodborne.
Well,
like,
have
some
you-
people
have you
take to
watched
it and become
the-
hunters, and some people become beasts.
Yeah.
There's a lot
so
of
many-
really
there's so
great
much more to it than
sci-fi level horror. Like Moon is like a psychological horror,
Yeah.
more in that vein.
Dude,
And-
what's that wild ass one with Lawrence Fishburne?
Spear?
No.
Event Horizon.
Event Horizon, right, yeah,
Event Horizon
so
is one of
good.
the wildest
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
movies
Yes.
ever made ever.
Yes.
It's
that
Sam
too,
Neill in that as well, the guy from
Yeah,
Jurassic
Sam-
Park.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys ever watch
That's like
Screamers?
if you
Fucking
mix-
loses his eyeballs.
You
you're
mix
just like,
Star
oh!
Trek with Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Fucking wild.
Well,
Yeah.
and it's built totally the wrong way. It's built kind of as like an Armageddon level.
Yeah,
like
go
like
back and watch it now, and you're like, oh my, this movie is fucking wild.
I watched as a teenager, so I'm wondering. I gotta go back and watch that. And you know what else really holds up for me that I hear a lot of shit about? Silent Hill.
Silent
I
Hill.
love Silent Hill.
Well, Silent Hill is the guys from
fucking-
Saw,
I
right?
ever saw.
No, I don't think Silent Hill was the
if
guys
you were
from
a big,
Saw.
I think
I don't
first
think
of
so.
all, it was
Although
based
the new
extremely
movie,
loosely off the video game. So when it wasn't nearly the same thing as the video game, I think that lost a lot of people who went to go see it. So like, fuck that movie. It's nothing like the video game.
Yeah.
And then normal people who just like it was kind of. I mean, this is early 2000s, I want to say.
Yeah.
And there's some fucked up shit that happens, and I think mainstream people who went to go see a horror movie weren't ready for it. And so
Wait, did fucked up shit happen in the 2000s?
The guy who made that
well,
is the guy.
just fucked up shit happens in the movie that I think that people just weren't. Like, oh, this is based off a video game. Walking in, and it's over.
Yeah.
The guy who made that is also the guy who made this action movie called Rampage. I forget the dude's name.
Yeah, and where the dude goes shooting
Uwe.
Rampage, goes to the bank and shit like that.
And now he was mad about the
Usain Bolt?
Rock Rampage movie.
Ubo.
A rock?
Ubo.
Oh,
You know Rampage?
Uwe Boll?
Yeah, Uwe Boll, whatever.
Yeah, UWE Boll.
The guy, the dude that boxes critics.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
made
yeah.
Postal.
He literally fights
shit.
critics. That's the dude who made So the new Rampage
He's like
movie,
he's the German Andy Kaufman.
He's not German. What is he? Is he German?
He's German, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
But no, then you know Rampage that's coming out with The Rock. That's
Yeah, oh, yeah. With the giant.
Yeah, he's saying that
gorilla.
it's going to fuck up his movie sales.
The Rock?
No.
Yeah, because
The
he had a
movie
movie
Rampage,
called
'cause it-
Rampage.
Okay.
Based on the video game,
Okay.
but it's nothing like the video game.
Fuck Chris Stuckman. You can tell him to come here for our reviews, asshole.
Oh, you guys would love Chris Stuckman's YouTube channel?
No.
Chris, I don't know who you are.
All right. Our guests are getting out of control, so we're gonna have to cool down for a couple minutes. So we're gonna take a break. It's a little bit further into the show than we usually go to take a break.
Yeah.
So we're gonna cool our gents. Our jets, not our gents. We're gonna cool our jets, gents. We're gonna cool our genitals, gents.
Yes.
We'll be right back.
All right, we'll be right back. And enjoy the music from. Is it us? Pat.
And
This is
you.
Big Pat and me.
And
Enjoy the music from Big Pat, Kyle Mocha, and Brunch.
Mood.t.
They say I'm stupid and foolish to even try to pursue this. This music bullshit is stupid. Too many other dudes do it. Don't I get tired of rhyming and putting all of this time in when I keep coming with gold? And I ain't writing no diamonds. That she keep dreaming and dreaming. There ain't no way I'm gonna make it. Style just as a new one. If and my face isn't famous. See the jeans that I'm wearing. What them shits isn't fitted. And the shirt that I'm rocking is full and just short of vintage. Yo, so why do I try this and never talk about violence? I pop bottles, fuck models, a cop, a king on consignment. I got the mind of a poet, but the temper of a fighter. Hoping someone run their mouth so they can get their shit wired. Hey yo, you gonna have to shoot me down. Only getting flyer. Stay smoking on the L's. I'm only getting higher. In the chase for money, I got the burning desire. So y'all can keep on hating, cause I'm the one you'll admire. Hey. Days are gone, no matter how I feel. Days are gone, no matter how I feel. Days are gone, no matter how I feel. But I'm out here feeling. Days are gone, no matter how I feel. When you flow tight massacre, everybody be asking you, Pat, you be killing them. How's it feel to get rid of them? Pitiful. All these lame rappers saying they lyrical, hysterical. They vocab mine you like a decimal. Professional. I got more bars than a correctional facility. You feeling me? Ain't nobody as ill as me. Literally, lyrically about to go on a killing spree. Bitches feeling me, so I ride them like Hillary. All these lame rappers is really killing me. In these skinny jeans and they Brian Pumper jewelry. Stop with all the nonsense and the tomfoolery. Ain't another rap out there that ain't food to me. Act foolishly, you get a boom beat to make you move your feet. And some lyrics to let you know you don't want the beef. Cause when it's my time, what the fuck I do? I lay this shit down like it's nighttime. Days are gone, no matter how I feel. Days are gone, no matter how I feel. Days are gone, no matter how I feel. But I'm out here feeling. Days are gone, no matter how I feel.
We're back.
Oh, welcome back to the show. This is Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up. Once again, I'm Kyle Mocha. You are joined by Justin Olimpedo.
Hello.
Zach Storman. And our guest this evening, Mr. Lucas Durkin.
Good evening.
You might know him. You might know him
Probably don't.
from the bars of Main Street, Stroudsburg.
That would be
That would probably be it.
Or, old Mitch Hedberg joke at Walmart.
Yeah,
shopping.
Walmart.
Maybe perhaps shopping. You
Yeah.
might have seen me shopping.
You might have seen him shopping.
You shop, bro?
No, I
You don't shop?
I have.
Wait, do you go to stores?
You don't Amazon everything nowadays?
I have the record label people do that for me.
Really? That's pretty
Life's
good.
been good to me so far.
Life has.
But he's
been
shutting
good.
the studio down.
And that's why I Uber at night.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah, you are Ubering. So how?
Okay, that shit is
Actually,
not
you
safe.
might know me as being your fucking Uber driver.
Yeah, that's probably the best.
Wait, my buddy Jim, his son is in for the week. He went out to the bars the other night and got a Lyft home. LYFD. You've heard of that, right? It's like the Uber competitor.
Mm-hmm.
So on the way home from the bar, he's drunk. Obviously, that's why he called the Lyft. The Lyft driver gets pulled over.
Yeah.
And the cop, the cop finds the Lyft driver's like breathalyzes them, and the Lyft driver is drunk.
What?
Shit,
No
dude.
lie,
Really?
the Lyft driver is drunk.
No.
And
Oh, good.
my buddy's son gets dropped back off at the house. It's
By the
actually there
cops?
when the bars get off. By the cops. My buddy goes outside. He's like, "Oh my god, what's going on? Somebody's in trouble." And the cop's like, "No, he did the right thing. He called Lyft, but his Lyft driver was drunk, so I figured I'd bring him home."
Yeah, that's
Jesus Christ.
No,
That's-
you can just
that's
you
the
can
thing.
just trust that shit enough, and those motherfuckers picking you up are as loaded as you are.
Yeah, they could be.
You don't know.
I figured
You don't
they
know.
couldn't be.
I mean, I know a couple of people that have driven for local cab companies.
Yeah.
And not naming specific cab companies or anything like that in our local Pocono vicinity or
I
anything.
have the two cab companies.
Yeah. I mean, I would not go something with the letter M after would not go.
In the Poconos.
In the Poconos, cabs. But I'm pretty sure that not only are the vehicles not totally safe to be inside of, but I'm pretty sure that most of them are way worse off than I am half the time that I take them.
Yeah.
So I just always assume that as the passenger that I'm protected by some law that I don't know about,
Sure.
and that my ignorance to their state is enough that I get a free ride home from a police officer.
Well, you would think so, but before the show, we were just talking about this. So now, say I get an Uber ride,
Yeah.
and as a CDLA driver, I'm in the car with a fucking Uber driver who's
Oh,
really shit.
yeah, because
Now
you're
what
the CDL, yeah.
Yeah.
Now what happened? What
Yeah.
the hell happens? Because I'm not supposed to even be in a car with someone who's drunk, even if I'm not the driver.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
How does
That's
that work? I had no idea. That called a service.
It means stop drinking.
Yeah, you might also
Stay
know
home.
Smoke. You can't drink. Just fucking stop living life.
yeah, you might also know Lucas from delivering things via a giant truck in your neighborhood, apparently.
If that motherfucker ran over your mailbox too, let's call the postal service. Because my mailbox has been hit twice this fucking winter, man.
yeah. What the fuck?
Motherfucking plow trucks hit my mailbox and shit.
Yeah,
Plow
dude.
trucks.
Fuck.
Plow trucks,
They
that's
don't give
different.
a fuck, man.
They don't.
Don't
You
care.
probably can't. You probably like call the magistrate and they still be like, "It was a plow."
They
truck."
don't
Like,
care,
don't
dude.
even mean shit.
Oh, they don't
It's like
fuck
our
that.
house
Goddamn
didn't get
potholes.
plowed till 2 days after the storm anyway. It's like it's 2 days after the storm. I already been done what I had to do with
Yeah.
my own 4-wheel drive. You know, it's like insult to injury. Like, hey man, I know we plowed your road late, but we also destroyed your mailbox. Thanks, thanks, Pennsylvania.
It's a surprise. It's like leftover surprise.
It is.
Hey,
definitely.
surprise! Power's not back on yet, but your mailbox is destroyed.
By the way, it needs to be a certain height and certain distance
Oh yeah,
from
hey,
the
if
road.
you're our mail
You
guy
don't
and you're
fix
listening
it.
to this story, fuck you. Fuck you. I got jury duty the other day. No shit. So I got a letter for jury duty the other day. A fucking month late.
Yeah, dude.
A month late.
What?
So I got
Two letters right
one
after
day,
another.
I
It's
got
pretty
two
funny,
letters.
dude.
Let me guess. You probably now there's something in the mail for you about how you responded late. And now they're out for you.
Yeah, and the same day that I got the letter that said you need to appear at jury duty, I got the one that said, "Hey, you need to come to jury duty. You're in big."
That was right
trouble,
before we
man."
filmed or did last week's episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
got
that
that.
was
yeah.
that was last.
Literally
night.
Has
last
anything
week.
happened?
My mail guy purposely saw the shit that said jury duty. He's like, "Fuck this guy."
If your mail
Maybe I
guy
have to go
is
into the
listening, if
story.
he is
Why?
listening, thank you very much for tuning
You know
in.
your mailman.
I
is so
appreciate
fucking
I
much
appreciate
about
it all.
you. Like your mailman knows just as much as fucking Facebook, essentially.
That's
Oh, yeah.
scary. That's
He
fucking
knows.
scary, man.
He knows
if you're
exactly how much
employed,
Bad Bath and
like-
Beyond you're on.
He knows if you're a smoker. He knows if you're unemployed.
You go to
He knows
Weiss,
if you
he
got
knows that.
disability,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
That motherfucker
You're not a
knows
ShopRite guy.
everything. He knows
Yeah.
if you paid your taxes late.
He does.
That-
He knows
yeah.
that.
He knows.
And he doesn't.
And he probably
thinks
knows if
it's
you're getting
funny.
drugs in the mail too. Let's be
Yeah,
And if he
probably.
doesn't like you, he's probably holding off on some of those things, especially the drugs that you're getting in the mail that he knows about.
Yes.
Which, if he knows about you and he hates you that much,
Investing heavy
Yeah.
into 4K.
yeah. All right. So I was going to talk about something that I read earlier that I didn't see anything as far as the news going on about it, but Arlie Ermey died.
Oh,
Yeah, I did
You
see
saw
that,
that?
dude.
Arlie and I went to go back to look through, and I was like, all right, it's Full Metal Jacket, right? Is the big one that everybody
Private Pile.
yeah.
Gomer Pyle.
He was not Gomer Pyle. I hope
no,
you
but
don't
he
think he
said
was
that.
Gomer
Gave
Pyle.
him the nickname.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was to say. I hope you just said.
Gomer Pyle.
Yeah. All right.
I
Okay. I just want to make sure that you're not really super confused right here. All right. Either way, but I was trying to think of what else he was really famous for, and
Mail call.
I was thinking, what was it?
Mail call.
Yeah, he did that, but he was
Yeah.
also, I mean, as far as fame, he was actually in the military. It was,
Well, he was in the military. He did a lot of commercial work and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But I was trying to think. For me, I think it's Saving Silverman. I think
yeah,
that's my
dude.
favorite
forgot
movie
about
of
that.
Arlie Ermey, where he falls in love with Jack Black at the end of it, and they run off basically into the sunset.
yeah. I totally forgot about that movie.
He's their football coach. He's great. But when he died, I thought it was that other guy. Remember from The Jerk, the one who's like shooting at Steve Martin. He was just like the other big, like kind of like fat, old, like
When you say
Southern
that,
guy.
Jeremy Irons.
No.
He's an old army-like guy. I think Jeremy Irons.
No.
Jeremy Irons?
Jeremy
Army
Irons.
guy?
No. Who am I? No. The dude was in Super Troopers. Super Troopers. What's
Yeah.
his name? Right? Is that? That's not Jeremy Irons. Oh,
Jeremy Irons was
Wait,
not.
the chief
No,
of Super
no.
Troopers?
They're like the dude who's the bald head dude in Super Troopers. He like teaches them. He's like their
Bald head.
The chief.
He's like their
The one that's gonna
basic. He's their
pistol whip
basic
them?
training dude.
Super Troopers is about. is
No, not
state
Super Troopers. God damn, I'm
Wow.
Fuck you,
You're pretty
talking about,
drunk,
man.
aren't you?
Starship Troopers.
Starship
That
Troopers.
was way-
A little bit
You
different.
guys,
little bit.
yeah,
Yeah,
very, very fucking different movies.
On a completely separate note, this Friday, Starship Troopers 2 will be out on 420, right? Starship Troopers 2?
No, they're-
Yeah,
they're
that's
not
Starship
Troopers.
Troopers.
Oh, it's
They're
Super
three
Troopers?
stars.
Not
There's
Super
a bunch of
Troopers
sequels
2.
to that.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
There's like number 5 out
Honestly,
of
I
Starship.
love the original Starship Troopers.
Oh, it's a
with
great
Doogie
film.
Howser.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
and the Doogie.
That hot girl. That shit
yeah.
is so
Oh,
good.
Richards. Denise
Denise
Richards.
Richards.
Yes.
Oh my
The
god.
first movie was
Is
a
Freddie
great
Prinze
movie.
in that
Kitties
movie?
in that. What's that movie?
I-
Something creatures or whatever.
Yeah,
Or is that Wing Commander?
No, that was Wing Commander.
Wing Commander. Oh,
No, it had
You're
what's his
just
name in
fucking
it?
rambling like
Fucking
crazy.
Doogie Howser.
yeah.
Michael Ironsides. Yes.
Michael
Yes.
Ironside.
Thank
There
you so
we go.
much. Yes. Thank
Uh-huh.
you.
Yeah.
Ironsides. Jeremy Ironsides. That's what I was thinking of. I'm so
Yeah.
close. I'm like
You were
there.
very close
I'm on
to
the
it.
precipice. It's right there of being
All right.
intelligent.
Well,
I'm just
hey.
falling short.
Welcome to
Yeah.
the club. We're always on the precipice here.
So
Kyle Morgan won't shut up. We're always
Kyle Book One Shot, we're on the precipice of something. It's never anything really that great. Like, we were just talking about all the army dying, and now I want to talk about pedicures. Have any of you ever gotten a pedicure before?
Yes.
No.
Yeah? No? So 2 no's. So out of 4 of us, 2 and 2
I would be the
have.
one that did.
Yeah.
Me and my high pitched voice.
Yeah, you and your high-pitched voice that people like to point out.
Yeah, I have a high pitched voice. Okay, come.
That is my favorite
I don't
comment
have
so
high pitched
far.
body.
He's got a Y-shaped frame. He's not a
I don't think people
high-pitched body.
expect it. That's probably what it is. People
Yeah.
don't expect the higher pitch.
No.
Like they're like, oh, look at this guy. He cuts down trees. With
And he
his-
looks like
with
a
his bare
lion.
hands. Like, yeah,
do.
like
You look like a
I can
lion.
fuck a tree up, no problem.
no problem.
You got some
fucked up,
teeth
no
that are
problem.
gold.
I mean, what's the point of living if you don't have a dick?
Donnie Darko into this situation. Smurf conversation, Donnie Darko. I like it. Well, speaking of not having a dick, so in the last month I've gotten 2 pedicures.
Hell yeah, thumbs up the petties.
Yes.
Sounds wrong. That sounds bad.
Toe thumbs up to pedicures.
Toe thumbs and pedicure up.
Toe thumbs to pedicures.
No, I did. I have.
So I went like 4 weeks ago, and I got a pedicure. And the first time and the second time that I got them, I mean, they were both ridiculously amazing. The place had massage chairs that you could sit in and adjust wherever, you know, just like a high grade, like $6,000 massage chair. And it's not like the shit that you get in the mall that's just like shaking you for 4 minutes for $1. And then you just lose all your money, and they're really making their money back on stealing your change out of your pockets. It's just a shake you change free machine.
Oh yeah,
that's what
really,
it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Shit that they just got back from all the stores. This is what we're gonna
Yeah, we're taking your receipts and your change, your movie stubs, and we're taking your ticket stubs. But so they give you like an actual decent massage chair, and the one the first time I went, it was a tiny little not pedophiles. I'm sorry. Why are we specifying in the chat right now that we're not talking about pedophiles? Did I say pedophiles at some point?
No. I think I hinted that.
Please,
I swear, I thought it would be.
That is unfortunate. If you're really into feet, it's just as gross almost as being into children. That's terrible.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not.
No.
Terrible.
By people that don't know the difference between words.
Oh yeah.
If you're like, yo, I'm a pedophile, you'll be like, wait. Hold on.
Stop getting pedicured.
1 second.
I'm just fucking.
You're a what-ophile? A pedophile. All right, so are you like a real fancy pedophile? Or do I just not know words?
Are you a French pedophile?
Are you a French pedophile? Or are words just not your strong suit?
Oh, man.
No, I'm into getting my feet done.
God.
Oh, feet done.
But by children?
No. Actually,
Do not let the kids touch his feet.
don't let anybody.
Keep away.
Oh, dear Jesus. So we're on a list now, and for listening to this far, you're on the list as well.
You're on the list as well.
Yeah, you're.
So either way, this
Listening, you were probably already on the list.
NSA.
there was this
somewhere.
tiny little Indian lady that was the woman that gave me my first pedicure a month ago, and she was pregnant, like 9.5 years pregnant. and she was so small, and her belly was so big, and within like 3 minutes she had the Dremel on my toenails, like a Dremel like power tool, like sanding down my toenails, and all I could think of was Dumb and Dumber the entire time. Yeah, I mean there's no sparks flying.
No, but like
there's like a little tool. I mean it's about like, you know, an inch long,
but it's like
just like a rotary sander, and they just go to your toenails with it, which is insane. But then the best thing, and I'm not going to tell anybody where I get my feet done, because apparently what they do is illegal. They go at your feet with a cheese grater.
What? No, not like. Are you legit? Like, they walk
like you go to
and you stood still and let them.
You go to Walmart, buy a cheese grater for some Parmesan cheese. That's what these motherfuckers are using on my toes. The corn on the side of my big toe and my heel.
Fuck that, dude.
They were, and I'm sitting there, and reasons I can say that I enjoy still being around Alyssa. She looks at me and goes, "It's snowing." And I look in the water, and there's just white being shaved off the bottom of my feet. But the thing is that it's disgusting. It's totally terrible.
Yeah, no.
But the great thing about it is that it was getting itches that I have been after since I was like 16 years old. And it was such a deep itch.
Yeah.
It was such like a deep scratch that like they were literally grating the bottoms of my feet away so wonderfully. And the first lady was this tiny little Indian woman, and she just seemed to kind of do the job and walk away.
Nothing to do with her job.
And then no. But then the second lady was a little bit older of a Chinese woman.
Okay.
Again, nothing to do with her job.
Nothing to do with her job at all, but something to do with the punchline, maybe. You dickhead. Screwing my flow up, Luke. What the hell? But no, there's this older Asian woman. She does it, and she like we went with 4 of us. It was myself, Alyssa, her mom, and her brother who was in from Scotland.
Yeah.
And we're getting all of our feet done. Her brother's never had his feet done at this point. And you know like I'm the last of the 4 to get a person assigned to me.
Okay.
Which immediately makes me think everyone's just kind of in the next room, like drawing straws, just going like, the pregnant Indian woman's like, I was there a month ago. I did my best. I did the cheese grater for like half an hour. Literally nothing. There was no improvement whatsoever. So who wants to do it? And then they all draw straws, and then this older Asian lady walks in, and she was just immediately pissed at me. And we decided to do the fire walk or something, fire and ice, something like that. And it's where they wrap.
Is that a Game of Thrones?
It's not. It's just where they wrap your. It's just they wrap your legs.
Oh, it's a wrap.
In different things. And it's a cooling gel, and it's so weird, and just everything.
How long have you been gay?
6 weeks, I think, since whenever my first pedicure happened. I think
6 weeks.
6 weeks at maximum.
Start putting your Britney Spears albums back on.
But either way, I just gotta say, if you ever are sitting there and you're like, I got athlete's foot or something like that, or you're like, I got an itch I can never get. I'm wearing dress shoes and just getting all sweaty and scratchy. Just go to a place where tiny Asian women of different varieties of Asian women, which is kind of cool, just scrub your foot with an Italian cheese grater.
It's a multicultural.
It's a multicultural experience.
Oh my god.
Oh, wait.
All right, guys.
Guilty of cultural appropriation at that point?
Well, we're gonna. Yes. I build my life on appropriating other cultures. We're gonna take a quick break right here, guys. Enjoy this wonderful hit song, "Country" by Brunch. Well, welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for sticking through the musical break. Justin, if I'm not mistaken, those were the first song was Brunch, correct? A Brunch of Sort creation. The second song, who was that?
Brunch.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were just stealing people's music now.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. So that was Steely Dan.
Yeah.
We're stealing Steely Dan.
I mean, the only we're using our music now because we're waiting for people to submit stuff. So
yeah, you know, we really want to.
So please send us music.
Yeah.
I'm tired of making it every week.
He's not.
I
He
have,
loves
I
it.
have no part in the creativeness of any of the music, so I'm completely neutral here. And yes, they were lamenting that they don't want to write themselves because they feel like they're being narcissistic. So please submit.
Yeah, I enjoy the narcissism, but I wouldn't mind you feeding my narcissism by making
something for me so I can sit on my ass.
Me that
I'm not
exactly,
have to do this.
Exactly.
Sure, I want to do less stuff.
Yeah. I want to do less stuff, and I want you to show my appreciation.
So we can focus on content while you focus
your appreciation for my life.
Shitty music.
But no, if you're interested at all in submitting any theme music for the podcast, or if you are in a musical act, a group, a band, whatever you want to call yourself, and you have music that you are releasing, please let us know. We would love to use you on our musical breaks, because right now we are literally using music that mostly Zach and Justin as Brunch have put together in the last couple of years. Some of them reaching back a little bit further. Earlier we had a song that was featuring our buddy Pat Campbell and myself on it, and what was the name? Days Go By?
Yeah, but there is new Pat stuff.
There is new
That's
Pat stuff.
old. There will be new official stuff soon.
And we're definitely gonna
Soon
use
enough,
this
there will
platform to release the music that we're working on
jerk off into
as a
your
group, and then we're gonna jerk off into your. It's gonna be enjoyable for everybody.
Okay.
All right, so we have Lucas here, and he's our guest. We're trying to bring people on just to chit chat about whatever that they want to talk about.
Yeah.
And
that is.
We got into a little bit of what's a hot button issue?
A hot button issue, yeah.
A little bit of the whole Facebook thing, privacy issues were coming up when we were talking before.
Definitely, because
definitely see that.
There's recently in the news, and again, as I said last week when we were talking about pictures of of Donald Trump's penis. We didn't want to get political here, but we'll talk about things that are kind of politically
too political.
Well, no, penises aren't political at all. That's a thing of nature. So that's why we're willing to talk about penises, even of political figures. But we don't really want to talk about the politics so much of everything. So, but recently, in politics, Mr. Zuckerberg, Mark Zuckerberg, the what I've now
Commander Zuck.
He is the most boring human being
in the world
on the face of the planet.
I am enjoying more than anything the memes that are coming out of.
He looks like a llama.
Have you seen they slide his happy and sad meter? And just literally he just goes smile and smile, ha ha ha, and then he just goes right back to fucking straight face Buddha. He's
kind of robotic.
Well, that's where all the memes are coming from. I mean, it is perfect.
It's enjoyable to watch, but his voice literally makes me want to just stab my ears with chopsticks or something. Yeah, I don't enjoy his voice at all. But he was there because they're talking about the privacy issues and what we were talking about prior to the episode going on. What was the use of advertisement and how they aim and will use your personal history.
Leaning stance.
Yeah, and I mean, how many times has everybody
And declare themselves a neutral platform?
Yeah,
you know, you can, if you declare yourself
Neutral
a neutral
platform, my
is-
ass.
Exactly. If you could declare yourself a neutral platform, that's where the problem comes in. If they wanted to say that they're leaning one way or the other, then that's where you're, you know, you're kind of like, that's fine, but you're clearly taking sides and taking you're taking money from people and giving more advertisement to other groups that are paying the exact same amount that other people are, and, you know, favoring one over the other because of your own ideological views. It's very obvious what they've been doing. You know, and no matter what side you're on, that's just clearly obviously what they were doing.
Definitely. See, what pisses me off the most, though, the thing that pisses me off the most with Facebook and the tracking your information,
that's a whole nother separate issue.
Well, the tracking your information thing is really what really kind of gets to me, because they have been, as far as I know, since I joined Facebook a decade ago, tracking every single thing that I've done while logged into Facebook, but not logged into Facebook, just in a browser that is naturally signed into Facebook. And they are
programs and
they are
access.
Yeah, they're tracking everything, and they are into all this. Yeah, they are sculpting my advertisement experience based on all of that information they're gathering. So what really pisses me off is when they get it terribly wrong.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. You have a decade's worth of information. There's no reason I should be playing Words with Friends while my Facebook at the time says that I am in a relationship with a person that is registered as a female, and I'm getting ads that are saying for a gay Christian dating website.
The algorithm's wrong.
It just is a big mess up. It's a great website for somebody, not for me. If I've said the word God, it's been followed by a few other words that have not been in the Bible, at least, like not published in.
Are you saying fuck is not in the Bible?
I don't think fuck is in the Bible.
Unless maybe a Roman soldier said it.
I think if anything, it says.
Fuck, this Jesus guy.
You just won't go.
Shit, dude, fuck.
I gotta carry this fucking cross. How far?
Well, you know, one of the Jews said it when they're crossing with Moses.
Wow! Wow! Hard J, man. I just want to make it a very clear statement that I love the Jewish people.
Tell me though, when you're like, oh, we gotta walk how far, and not one person in that group went, fuck.
Yes, but I don't begin to presume what their religious stance was in that situation, and thus I rise above.
Yeah. Turn the other cheek.
Oh yes.
Every time. I know.
I listened to a fella who is possibly Jewish. It was Jesus.
Possibly Jewish.
Possibly.
He claimed it. I mean, he was pretty upfront about it.
See, I like sweet.
That and carpentry.
I like sweet Merman
we can
Jeebus.
know that about the man.
Sweet Merman Jeebus. Oh, good old. I like Mormon Jesus the best.
Oh, the one who was. Wait, where he was born in a
He
specific
took
town?
a U-boat to Northern America at some point.
U-boat?
Yeah, I think that's what they believe.
A Nazi German U-boat?
Yeah. That's what he
You're
did.
saying to me right now?
In the year 8.
Story?
I don't know if I'm mistaken, but I think that's what the Mormon
Not cool
people
with
believe.
Mormonism.
I'm
The
getting
basis of Mormonism is Jesus took a Nazi submarine to America. No, I denounce your bullshit.
No, wait.
Wrong.
That he rose again in a specific town in America.
I don't understand, but I'm getting notification from a Mormon representative that we have here in person.
Because the Mormons
that
have
everything I'm saying is
exact same
100%
thing
incorrect,
as-
and I should completely
Okay,
recuse myself from the
most
situation.
Gotcha.
So for legal reasons,
Yes.
because Mitt Romney's a very powerful man still, and he might one day be the president. You never know. I don't want to be totally on the terrible side of that. I'll take back a little bit of that.
Every time.
But I know they all try to wear magic underpants.
Is it
The Mormons wear magic
Senator that
underpants.
anyone knows. And, God,
No?
like, fuck.
Again, I'm
I
getting
don't
a no
know.
from the Mormon expert, but I think that's right. I think the Mormon expert's wrong.
Who's the Mormon expert?
The lady that grew up in a cult over there.
Oh, I forgot you were
Wait.
Mormon.
No, wait. Isn't the whole thing he comes back in a specific town?
No, Jacob Young found the 10 Commandments in like upstate New York or something like that.
Upstate
Yes.
New York.
So when
That's
Jesus,
the spot.
There you
Jesus
go.
arrives
Wait, is
in-
that why you like to go to upstate New York all the time?
Wait. That's...
We take weekend trips to upstate New York. We like to
I
take
thought it was
trips to
much more specific about,
Ithaca.
like, he
And
arrived
I
in
think she's looking
I
for the
love
next
upstate
10
New York.
the
commandments.
United States.
I love upstate
Maybe.
New York.
Upstate New
It
York's
is,
beautiful.
it is beautiful up there, man.
You know, this
It
segment
really is
right
God's
now
country.
But
was
Maybe I'm a
originally
Mormon.
And he
going
found the
to
whole
be
fucking tablets or
about
whatever.
how-
Yeah, like
Facebook is targeting us with ads.
Yeah.
But I like what it's become already. Because it's not at all about Facebook right now. It's about the Mormon religion. Which, I guess it really shouldn't be the topic
I
of
just- I
conversation.
don't
based on
understand
where
it,
we
right?
started
Like,
the whole
so,
thing.
I
like-
wanted
Yeah.
to see the play. I never saw the
Yeah,
play.
Book of Mormon? No, I didn't see
Yeah,
it.
I did want to see that too.
Yeah, I did want to see it.
It's so foreign to
those
me.
things
Like,
go on for 10 years.
so
sometimes.
I
It could
grew
be
up
still going.
Lutheran, right?
Yes, you're Lutheran.
You know what I mean? Which is Protestant.
Yes.
Which is it's you know what I mean all the
You
the
guys
religious
don't
stuff.
have the really cool priests. Your priests don't actually turn the wine into blood. Roman Catholic priests.
Whoa.
All right,
Who's
all
turning
right.
wine
Hey.
into blood?
Oh, the Roman Catholic priests.
They
we
turn
truly
wine into
believe
blood?
They turn
Why
wine
would you
Yes,
want blood
no,
instead of
no,
wine?
No.
Into
If
blood.
you are a
Fucking
Roman
no, dude.
Catholic, part of that theology is
Vampire.
to literally believe that the priest has the power to turn that wine into the literal blood of Jesus Christ.
That's fucking stupid.
That's why you drink grape fucking juice. That's how stupid
That's
it is.
why
You're
I
right. It's fucking
subscribe
stupid. It's
to-
fucking dumb.
Ancient alien theories.
Aliens.
I think it's all aliens. You drink your wine however you want because it's aliens.
If blood got me drunk, I'd drink it, but it doesn't. I've tried.
The old fucking Family Guy joke.
Yeah.
Sip and he goes,
What is
"This
this,
guy must
the
have
blood of Christ?
This
Yeah,
guy
must
must have
have
been
been
drunk
drunk
all the time."
24/7.
Yeah. like-
Yeah. Oh, Lordy.
Yeah.
That's
Wait.
I'm dead serious.
Am I
about that.
Christ?
Are you Christ?
I don't know, man.
Drunk
I
all
don't
the
think-
time.
Nope. I just think you're an alcoholic.
Yeah, there's differences.
Everyone in my family is Christ.
Everyone in your family is
What
Christ.
was I gonna say? I was gonna make a point. There was a point.
There was
I
a
have
point.
No idea.
This episode should be called "There Was a Point,"
It's
but
called
we
foolish.
forgot.
It's
So,
called foolish
we've got
because
it
this
down
whole
bad.
thing has been pretty foolish.
Pretty
Yeah.
all over the place.
Yeah, pretty all over the place. Now, I gotta make a serious question. Luke, how much do you really care about the topic we're talking about tonight?
Not that.
Not that much. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna say fuck you if you really cared about what we were gonna say about that type of topic, and
You
we're
mean
gonna
the
wrap
Facebook
things
thing?
up tonight.
Yeah, because seriously.
If you
So-
have Facebook, you're a pleb. Fuck Facebook.
Yeah,
I mean-
if you're on Facebook like
You're on
I am,
Facebook,
I'm on
you're an
Facebook.
idiot.
you're part of the
Yeah.
problem like
Yeah,
I
we
am.
are part of the problem.
What
And
do
you know what?
It's just
Farm Yourville,
they want to fucking find out information you can't. hide.
Vampire Your, whatever that vampire game was. Remember the vampire game back in the day?
Vampire Hunter D.
Vampire Hunter.
No,
That was
an
an
anime,
anime. I love that anime.
I don't know. Either way, guys,
Is this a segment? In
I just want to say a
This
quick
is a
couple
segue into
thank
hentai.
yous. Couple of thank yous to the guys at Mood.tv. And let me ask you a question, and White Wasabi. Tune into those podcasts released on iTunes. We'll be releasing our episodes coming up. Big thanks to Justin Lolampedo, Zach Storman, and to Lucas Durkin for joining in. In the background, you might have heard a lady named Alyssa. She was in the background there for a second or two.
Maybe.
Have a great week. We'll see you next week.